Hello guys, my name's Lucas and you are watching Let's Talk Tech, and today is the day when I do a part 2 full review on the Surfola SF530 Action Camera. Let's see how good this guy really is. Catch you in a second. Right then, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, let's fire this box open and pull out the main things that we will need today to do this review on. So let's grab the camera itself. We'll also take a quick scan around the wireless Lavalier microphone, and we will need a battery and an SD card as well, just so that you guys know. And straight off the bat, once again, one thing I do hate about these cheap cameras is that horrible ice cream sounding jingle, if you wish. I absolutely detest it. Why these Chinese companies seem to think that it's okay putting that sound on. Now, I'll tell you a little bit of a backstory. When I was playing around with this camera yesterday, I had my granddaughter here, and she said to me, she went, "Bumping, can we please have ice cream?" This is how bad that sound is. It's even worse when it turns off. But anyhow, let's crack on with this review. Now, first you're presented with your language menu, and then obviously you'll have your date, and then you have after the date, which is the time, which then you have set at complete. Now, moving straight in onto video resolutions on the main camera. Now, I won't rattle on, I will just flick through these screens and you can see for yourself what you actually have got on this camera. And it's got a lot for the cheapness of this device. It's got a lot. You have your image stabilization. My words are getting very tongue-tied today. Which we will put on, because I will need that when I do a video review or a video test, should I say. You'll have your voice record. You also have your wind noise reduction, which we keep off. I always keep it off, because otherwise sometimes the sound can be quite muffled. You have your EV, you have your metering, which is center and multi. It's a shame that it hasn't got spot on it, because I normally use spot, if I'm perfectly honest. And you also have your date stamp, which you have either the time and date on, or you can have it off, or just your date. Now let's move into the main settings. You have your sound. Oh my god, with boost up sound I'm turning off, because I hate it. You have your angle, which is your wide, medium or narrow. You have your diving mode, which is on or off. You also have your effects, which is normal, black and white, and neutral, negative or warm. You also have a driving mode on this, so you could effectively use this camera here as your dash cam if you need to. And obviously you've got, that's just on or off. You'll have your microphone settings, so to speak. You can have either the built-in microphone, which is this guy here. You can have an external wired microphone, which I'd say will probably go into that slot there. And you have your wireless microphone, which is this guy here. Now, let's leave it with built-in, because that's how I will be recording when I do video samples for you guys. Where am I? Let's go down. You also have your camera, where you can have it upside down or have it how it is now. You'll have your screensaver timer. We'll put that on to 3, auto power off, which is on 3 minutes, that is. You'll have your power frequency, we'll leave it on 60 Hz. You'll have your white balance, which is also daylight, shade, tungsten light or fluorescent light. Then you have your back to your standard setup menu. You also have on here, if you click on this top button here, you will have your camera settings as well. You'll have single, you'll have burst, you'll have your time lapse, you'll have your self timer, long exposure, and obviously your Wi-Fi as well. And you do have 8 times zoom on this. Now on the Amazon site itself it states optical zoom. It's not optical zoom at all, it's definitely digital. Otherwise this camera will be in the £200, £300 or £400 mark, trust me. It's not too bad, but we'll move on and I'll show you some videos and photographs now. But before I do, I'll tell you a little backstory about this device when I received it. Now, when I actually received this device, the device did not work at all. I was scratching my head. I even contacted Surfola and they told me to do this and that, and still no joy. Anyhow, I will be honest with you, Surfola actually give me my money back. They actually asked me if I wanted a replacement, which I said no to. And they give me my money back in full. So a big thumbs up to Surfola for that. They're a very, very, very good seller on Amazon. That's one thing I will say. But anyways, the one thing I actually found out, because I used to do a lot of electrical stuff in the past, I actually used to build PCs from scratch for different companies and for my parents' company, and also for myself, and I used to also mend laptops, etc, etc. But the one thing that I found out with this guy here, let me just fire it all off first, is oh god, this battery door is honestly terrible. But oh, come on, that battery is very, very light. But as you can see, these contacts are down here. Now, for some reason, they still had the protective film. Now, before these contacts are pressed out, there's always a protective film that goes over them. I know I used to actually do a lot of this sort of stuff myself in my younger days, and there's always a protective film over any kind of metal to stop it from discolouring. But these were actually stamped out with the protective plastic still on them. For whatever reason why somebody never removed or didn't remove this protective seal, plastic seal, I really don't know. But it was just by luck, because I thought I'd have a little play with this guy, see if I can mend it, and as I pulled the battery out, this guy here, I actually had a little bit of plastic, or film should I say, come out of. It actually stuck in this bit here, and which got me thinking. So I've got my little electrical screwdriver out, and as I was scraping down here, each side of it had plastic protective on. Now, which is good news for me, bad news for Surfola, because they actually give me my money back. But this guy, after, started to work properly. So now, if this has happened to me, then it's going to happen to 100, maybe a few thousand people that are buying the Surfola Action camera. So if you do happen to buy one of these guys and it doesn't work straight off the bat, honestly, try just scratching the contacts in there to see if there's any actual plastic still on them, because I was actually gobsmacked, if I'm perfectly honest, really gobsmacked. But right then, now that's that little bit of a backstory for you with this camera. Now let's jump outside and take some videos and some pictures, and let's see what this guy is all about. Right then guys, this is 4K at 60 frames a second with stabilisation on, just so that you guys know, and I've got it in normal or natural scenery. The wind reduction is off, so it might sound a little bit noisy, and also I'm doing this with the built-in mic. Now let's have a quick scan around the garden. One thing to remember is to make sure that this lens is clean, because I've noticed on some of the videos that I've taken it's a little bit smeary, especially when you have that sun behind you. Just so that you keep that in mind. Now let's switch the camera around and have it on the facing outwards instead of hearing me wrap it on. Right then, this is facing away at, once again, 4K 60 frames a second. See if this little puppy will play ball today. She's too interested in sniffing. Pups. Here we go. Playtime. This is the sort of thing that you guys will be doing, which would be brilliant to find out what the stabilisation is actually like. And then guys, just so that you guys know that I've had to lower the resolution to 4K 30 frames per second, because my memory card that I have inserted, which is a cheapy one, is not playing ball with the 4K at 60 frames a second. I do apologise, but I will buy another memory card. So if this guy will play with me today. Here we go. Is this the sort of thing that you would need it for? Tell me what you think of what it's like. She knackers me out, this dog, but we have so much fun, don't we, dear girlie? Right then, here we go, playtime again. She puffs me out. Yes, I do wear Crocs, because I'm 53 years old and I'm allowed to. Right then people, here's my memory card, or SD card should I say, is playing ball at 4K 30 frames a second. Let's do a few closes with this, just so you guys can see what sort of overall quality that you will be getting on video. Right then guys, as you can see, at 4K 30 frames a second, this device here does the job. It's absolutely fantastic, if I'm honest. Okie dokie, 2.7K at 30 frames a second. Hopefully, little Pepper might be alive today. No, she's not. She's too busy sniffing around everything. Aren't you, girlie? Hey? But this is the sort of videos that you will be probably taking with your action camera, so always good. Here we go. She's quite sleepy today, so and I've got to feed her in a second. Here we go. And this is at 1080p at 30 frames a second. I've also got it under the effects of a natural colour, so hopefully that this will turn out more natural. It's the way we all like it. And instead of flicking on the front camera, I'm going to just do this. So what do you guys think of it in 1080p at 30 frames a second? Comment below.
Nothing else to do. My friends, yeah, they all left, and I see you coming through. I'm caught in your eyes, not gonna think twice. Gonna jump on in. That's right, gonna have some fun tonight, baby, with you by my side. 'Cause I am stuck on you. Gonna ring that bell, but no hope, baby, what you want, la la. Now my heart is breaking into two. I'm stuck on you.
So guys, you've watched the videos and you've seen the pictures yourself, and my wife has just turned back up, so please excuse the dogs going mad. My final verdict will be in part 3. I'm actually going to say it's easily 4 out of 5 without any issues. Now I'm going to leave you there because once again my dogs are going to kick off because my wife's just come back home. So there will be a part 3. I will be doing definitely a test on the Lavalier mic, along with more tests with this guy here. But my final verdict, even though I've only watched this content back on a 4K screen on my laptop, it's actually bloody good. If I'm perfectly honest, it's very, very good. It's surprised me, if I'm honest. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave you. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, and please comment below. All comments are welcome, whether they're good or bad. And I'll see you next time. Bye to bye.
Fun tonight, baby, with you by my side. 'Cause I am stuck on you. Gonna ring that bell.